up and come around and grab a seat. I know we added in more tables and chairs, so the flow in the back doesn't work as well, but there are seats over here. All right, to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And of course, God, family, then business, and our Y4C2Ts. What bucket fills, anyone online or in the room, do you guys have as a thank you to someone maybe that helped you out this past week, opened a door, did something for you? It's just your opportunity to let them know that you appreciate them. Nothing? Oh, yep. All right, now all of a sudden you all went up at once.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
I
Alex.
got one for Matt on the land team. I don't know if he's in here today, but he helped us out with an open house.
Ed's here.
Yeah, he helped us out with 2 open houses this weekend, so that was a big help. So
Oh,
thank you.
awesome.
Thanks, team.
Love that. We got 2 Matts on the land team now, so it could be either. As you have 2 Matts on the land team now, so it could be either. Miss Lisa.
Poor John, Jane had a little predicament this weekend and needed some help removing some things from the listing, and John just happened to live down the street from the listing, so helped day out, so we really appreciate it because it was a couple hours ago.
Awesome. I love it. I actually have 2. One for Brandon. I don't think he's in here right now, or I don't know if he's online, but he helped Shania and I move some furniture around. We've had some agents moving spaces. Shania moved in with me. Sharice, one for bringing a light so we can help decorate our office. So thank you. I appreciate you guys for that as well. All right. I saw there were a few more hands. Yep. Mark.
Shania and now Mia, right? Mia, she's new. They were super helpful at the front desk, helping us with all the stuff we got to do and helping us with our Amazon. We've been getting a lot of Amazon. It seems like we're at home.
Yeah, you are getting a lot of
They
packages.
actually deliver a lot faster.
You're turning into Alex. No.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And then also to Liz King, she was helping Briar with a couple of things and helping her stay busy. Final walkthrough and showings and stuff like that. So thank you to Liz.
I love that. All right. Yeah, Ross.
Lisa helped me navigate through a camera last week. I cried about it a little bit, but
Hopefully it turns into a bigger, better deal. All right. Any other bucket fills before we move forward? Yes.
We wanted to say thank you to Mari and Jay for helping us put up our, like, the mural wallpaper that's, you know.
Which looks amazing.
Yeah, they were super helpful, because if I had to do it, it would look a lot different.
Tina said they hand painted it. All right. Any other ones? All right, guys, so we will keep moving forward. All right, so welcome Levi Madrid. I know Alfredo is a huge part of this one, so just want to say congratulations. He came over, he was originally with Coldwell, then with Homestead Realty, so we're excited to have him with us. He is a big producer, so that's awesome. Yeah. Headshot day. So I know a lot of you were trying to get into this, and I know it's already booked out. There was no open spots left. So I know Shania is working on, they've got a couple people lined up to get in here. Jeff Nevin's wife is one of them potentially, and then Cassidy's friend, to get an additional day where we could have headshots available here at the office for you as well, because I know that these did get booked up really fast. And then fundraiser event, you guys have been awesome. They've already filled the bin, I think 2 times. And so Hannah's been coming and picking up the stuff. There is a bin located in the kitchen for this. So if you guys are looking, it's the Waukesha Women's Center, and they're just looking for all of these items, paper towels, boxed meals, pasta sauces, dry goods, things of that nature. Of course, everything does need to be new, and we do need to point out that please don't bring stuff that's expired. They can't take it. They would just have to throw it in the trash. I know that's a given, but not everybody has been checking, and so there were a few things. So we just want to make sure that if you guys bring anything in, that it's still perishable and good. But we appreciate it, and we've been posting this out on the Facebook page as well. All right, training and education. Miss Kathleen has done an amazing job making sure the calendar is packed filled with content for you guys. Make sure that you're subscribed to the calendar so that it's linking to your calendar and you know when all the classes are. If you guys have any questions on anything coming up, let us know. But a big thing as a reminder is the, we have a slide for it, but is the awards next week, the 17th at Maddie's. So make sure you guys are RSVP. You guys had asked, and so we've been getting this slide updated, and so want to make sure these are everyone that is going to family reunion. So if you've been interested to know, and I know Charlie and the team are working on like a brochure type, know before you go thing. They're creating like a WhatsApp or group me.
All right, you wanna know, real quick, raise your hands, who's going to family reunion in Atlanta?
I am curious not going.
Love it.
Okay.
Here's what you need to know. Saturday, for those of you in Maps, there's an event at the Coca-Cola World Experience. Sunday, I'm throwing it down. You'll get an RSVP 5 to 7. I'm opening up a bar for just our Milwaukee peeps. We've kind of done this every year.
Yeah.
It's really fun to see everybody come together. And then Monday, there's an event at the College Football Hall of Fame. Other than that, you'll get an invite to a WhatsApp group where we will communicate where people sitting will break up to and whatever, but we're looking forward to hosting it. And Sunday night will just be our Milwaukee crew with a taco bar and open bar.
Sweet.
There you go.
All right.
Quick update.
Yep. And then again, just a reminder, if you haven't RSVP'd for awards, that is 12 o'clock at Maddie's right here in New Berlin. If you guys haven't been there, I'm assuming you guys all have. It's good food, and last year was great food, so we're super excited for that. Let us know if you're coming. I see a few phones out, so I will leave it up for just a second. Nominations is over. Those have already been picked, so we can you can forget that QR code. We got lots of entries, and so we've already narrowed it down. And then just a reminder of the lineup. We will be hosting this here as well for those of you guys that will not be going to family reunion. They will have Gary's state of address and his everything being aired here in place of the team meeting. And then Brood for Success. Tina, did you want to come up and just say something, or back there?
Sure. So we are restarting our Brood for Success. So it's our investment mastermind networking group. And we used to do it monthly, and that just was a lot. And so we're changing it just into 4 over the course of the year. Different topics. So the first one's coming up February 26th. That is about finding the deal. We're having a speaker come in who Santi knows, so is very good at sourcing deals. We're gonna also be talking about funding deals. So we'll have a speaker for about 20 minutes, and then after that, it's just gonna be networking, talking with the other people. Clarification, this is not for you don't have to be an investor, you don't have to own any properties, you don't have to be a realtor, so you can open this up to your database as well to come in. Even if you just wanna learn more about what it might look like for you to become an investor, or just gain knowledge for your own client base. It's a great place to do it.
And it's here.
It's here, yep, it's here. So we'll have some food, some snackies and some drinks, and lots of networking with tons of different people. So
Awesome.
come on by.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Opportunity Knocks. You've heard us talk about this a few times. That is happening March 9th at the Zufari Conference Center. So teams, if you're not RSVP'd already be set up there, make sure you guys are talking with everybody and getting signed up. But for those of you interested in joining teams, they also put an ad out. They've got it running on Indeed and LinkedIn and other places. So we are trying to attract talent to us so your teams can grow. So make sure you guys let us know if you're interested in joining a team. You need to RSVP to let us know you're coming. If you're wanting to be there, set up as a team to attract agents to your team, this is your opportunity to be heard as well. Any questions on Opportunity Knocks? All right. Pictures with the Easter Bunny. We have Ross, who is our amazing Easter Bunny. He wears it so well. We had a great turnout last year, like over 100 kids. We'll have multiple printers going this year to speed up the process. So this is your free chance to push this out to your clients like you are hosting the event. Guys, that's you not having to pay for anything. We have vendors covering cookies and coloring activities and, drinks. And what we do ask, and we need to start pushing that out probably, is the candy filled eggs that we asked you guys last time. So if you know you have 100 clients coming, you need quite a few eggs to help contribute toward the cause. We just ask that they're already pre-filled because we don't have the manpower to fill all your little eggs and put them all over the office. We will put them out, but we want you guys to push out to your clients that you are hosting this event and then donate eggs pre-filled with candy that we can put around. We did it inside last year and it worked really well because the weather was so iffy. We didn't know if we were going to get rain or snow that day. So we just did the Easter egg hunt, and it was a little bit easier on all of the parents not knowing that their kids were running around the building away from them near traffic. So we will run it again inside. It was a huge success. We had a lot of fun with it. So bring your family, friends, and invite everybody you know out to it. I know that they've already pushed out marketing on it. There's already a touch plan on it. So you can search it. If you guys need help with that, let me know. But the content is out there for you guys to utilize this as a free event. All right, and then again, save the date. So the charity softball game, I know you guys are talking a lot of smack last week about this. But save the date, June 25th. Hopefully it's a little bit cooler than doing it in late August like we did last year. Was it August or September?
Beginning flag.
Yeah, so June 25th at 10:30 a.m. We already have the field reserved. So we're
She's on my team.
well, she's allowed to pitch. But you guys are gonna take apparently tryouts are happening. I mean, I'm just saying Maureen Stale ran for like several players, so she's a beast and she's coming back again. So you'll have to fight over which team she's on.
I'm flattered.
Oh, yeah. Well, you never asked Joy.
Bring it back.
It gets crazy.
Yeah,
Slow
but anybody else?
pitch. Yeah. It was slow pitch, right? Yeah, slow pitch. It was a good time. So you have a walkout song. You have to pick your walkout song ahead of time. So they'll get announcements out about that. And then every time you walk up to the plate, they play a song. We had DJ. I mean, it was a great event. Yeah. We made shirts. Yeah.
If anybody wants the.
All right, guys, we will move it along. All right, we're gonna skip that one. All right, so tech and marketing updates, community polls coming soon. Just keep that in mind. All of it has been updated, so we're super excited about that. And then the store is actually closed today. Last night was the last night that it was open. So hopefully you guys got your orders in. If not, they will open it up back again. We did announce it for a couple of weeks. It was on the Facebook group. It was in the emails, but it did close last night. Compliance line topic.
Yay! All right, just a couple of quick reminders. For those of you who are doing excluded listings, you cannot publicly advertise them. So social media accounts in there, do not advertise excluded listings. Do not put any details in writing that violates the clear cooperation policy. This is, if you have excluded listings, the only way you can market them is word of mouth, phone or in-person one-to-one discussions. And as soon as you do any public marketing, you have to enter it into MLS or you're going to get a huge fine. So just
Charlie talked on this too, just a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
So
so please remember that, don't get fines. And then another, we get questions about this a lot on the compliance line. If a buyer misses loan commitment, delivery of loan commitment, that does not mean that the deal is null and void at that point. There's no automatic null and void with loan commitment. So what happens is the seller has an option. So if a loan commitment is not delivered on time, say it's due today, then tomorrow, if the seller so chooses, they could issue a notice and terminate the offer, but there's nothing automatic there. So if you have a buyer, the buyer needs to know that it is very risky to not deliver your loan commitment on time because now the seller has that power to terminate the offer if they choose to. So be sure if you have the buyer that you request and get an amendment approved for any sort of extension before the deadline ends for loan commitment. So keep in mind that regarding loan commitment. If you have questions on that in the moment, just call the compliance line. We'll walk you through it. And then FinCEN, we've been talking about that. Any deal that closes March 1st or after that involves cash and LLC buyers requires extra documentation with FinCEN. Remember, you are not collecting any of that documentation. But now, when you look in Zip Forms, you'll find in all the templates this disclosure form for FinCEN. I recommend adding it to all of your listing and buyer packets now. There is a spot in Command now to add this document to your files. So just throw it in when you're already presenting the NBR LLC and the ABA. add this document into, you're just warning your sellers and and if you know, you'll know you have a buyer who's cash and LLC probably, but either way, just have them both sign it. It's just an FYI, you'd rather have them know about it up front than panic about it later. So, yes,
Is it cash and LLC?
yes, cash and LLC. So, I just did it for the first time on Sunday. I showed it to a seller for an upcoming listing. It was not a big deal. So, just use it. You'll be happy you did if it comes up later, because you don't know when you're signing the listing who's buying it yet. So you'd rather just get it signed up front. And I think, oh, and then, lockbox reminder, stop into Gmar, pick up your new lock boxes, your Sentry locks. You are not getting charged for the old unreturned boxes, so don't let that prevent you from stopping in. I think that was, oh, and then just a reminder,
Compliance line, the only number.
the only number is the 414 number. If you're calling a 262 number, it goes nowhere and your question will not be answered, and that makes me sad.
So stop it.
So stop it.
All right, Charlie, you're up.
Wait, all right, question for the group, game show time. Tony's usually the one who wants to. Thumbs up or thumbs down, how your start to 2026 is going? Up is good, this way is neutral, this way is down. All right, good. Feeling it? I'll get back to the game show in a second because I forgot I had to share with you an update as it relates to the Metro MLS. So give me one sec to just kind of. All right, perfect. So, hey, real quick, I wanted to give you an update as it relates to how I'm tightening the screws on the Metro MLS, so that you understand from a leadership position how we're advocating on your behalf from an industry. If you didn't know, little education for you, the Metro MLS is a wholly owned subsidiary. There's one stock. 100% of the stock is owned by the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors. The Realtors is owned by the 5,000 members who make up the association. So the associates effectively own the MLS. It might not feel that way, but you do. Okay. But last year I gave you guys an update in June, some of the work that I was doing in the background. Basically, the thesis to what we were working on was, in the age of agent empowerment, we need to ensure we're providing all associates across all brokerages the necessary tools to enhance their ability to deliver on their fiduciary responsibilities. Coming out of all the legal disputes, in the age of consumer empowerment, we need to ensure that all consumers have access to all relevant information available to them within the market so they can make the most prepared and informed decision. And 3, agents have the ability to weaponize loopholes within the system. So let's close some loopholes, shall we? That was what I was kind of working on last year. I wanted to give you guys an update. We took a very clear and public stance around our support of clear cooperation. I kind of gave you guys that update as to what's going on in Wisconsin State Law Act 69, which will go into effect January 1 of 2027. We had a really good, healthy discussion around what that looked like a few weeks ago. But that law is effectively in support of clear cooperation, which is good. We're in support of that. Not everyone is, but we are. I'm going to skip to 3. 3, we had been hammering them about syndicating delayed listings for a long time. Finally, that came to fruition in about August of 2026. Hopefully you guys are feeling that impact, where instead of scouring the hot sheet on a Saturday morning while you're trying to watch basketball or soccer, or, I don't know, out to brunch with your friends or family, it's now being syndicated, any delayed listings. The one that's right in my crosshairs right now is, we got to get you guys individual agent IDX feeds. If you don't know what an IDX feed, it is basically an extension cord of the direct access of information, of data that you can plug into multiple platforms from an IT and tech stack standpoint. Right now across the US, we are one of 2 major metropolitan markets that don't allow individual agent IDX feeds. It's Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, of all places. My argument is, if Houston, with
a couple 100,000 members can figure this out. Milwaukee with 5,000 members should be able to figure this out. I'll just say it. I think there's a variety of business reasons as to why they don't do it. I think it protects certain business interests, which then gets to my next point, which I don't know if I have a slide on. Yeah, I do. Short term, we're legally challenging the board governance structure of the Metro MLS as it stands today. The board governance structure hasn't been updated in 21 years. Last year, we found out board seats on the Metro MLS agenda are voted on 3-year rolling cycles on a consent agenda, which basically means it can get rubber stamped, which is why there has not been a change on the Metro MLS board in a multitude of years. And 3 of the current board members are currently retired. So we started digging into the bylaws and governance structure of the Metro MLS and started making the GMAR very uncomfortable about unearthing a lack of fiduciary responsibility that the board has in governing this entity that is effectively owned by all of you. And so we have been, and Scott Kloss, because he's a current GMAR board member, James Krickerberg, who's a current GMAR board member, along with myself and my dad, who is a WRA board member, have been making it very well known our position and stance and making it very uncomfortable as to why they haven't updated their bylaws in 21 years and why did they renew on a consent agenda 3 board members who are effectively retired. And guess what we got in response? Crickets, which is exactly what we were expecting because they have now been put on notice. And we're going to continue to follow up with that in a variety of ways and strategies that I will keep, internally for now. But I just wanted you to understand how we're thinking and advocating on your behalf to get you the access to resources and tools, and to, quite frankly, break up a monopolistic structure that exists today that protects certain business interests. That's our short-term goal. Our long-term goal is in the state of Wisconsin, there's 13 MLS systems. We are members of 7 of them. And to become members of some of these MLSs, I think I had to sell my first kid in order to get it done. Because, Mark, the Northwoods MLS, or we recently joined the Door County MLS. They want nothing of the Milwaukee organizations to be able to participate. And I don't understand in a state where we're working with consolidated state forms and contracts why we have 13 MLSs. Why don't we have 1? Where if you desire to sell a home in Janesville to Beloit to Green Bay, that you should have accessibility in doing so. Now,
So similar to what Houston, Austin, and San Antonio did.
yeah. Now, I will tell you that's a long-term goal. I got to get our Metro MLS, which is the biggest MLS in the state, in alignment on what some of this vision is, and we got to break up the board in order to create some more board opportunity to have shared visions and align organizational structure, but just sharing with you some of the things that are working on your behalf and advocating on your behalf with some of the associations that create issues. Yeah, Ross.
Are there MLSs in Wisconsin that have individual IDX feeds?
Almost everyone that I'm aware of. Like South Central, here's a really good comparison. The second largest MLS in the entire state is South Central. South Central services Dane County and what's just south of Dane? Janesville. They have individual agent IDX. They have everything we don't, they do. And, yeah, they just have different business interests is the best way to describe it. So, fair?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to create transparency because this is real work we do in the background for you. And I think it's just more so of the empowerment of you understanding our stance and pushing back on it. Cool? Yeah. It is like trying to break up an organized crime syndicate. So anyways, all right, back to our game show, shall we? So 80% of the room was like this, 10% of the room was like this, and I'm just going to assume 10% of the room was like this, but you didn't want to say it. It's okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you today. Opportunity exists in the market of the moment, and I'm here to show you exactly where and how. Okay. And this should put wind in your sails because when I say I think the next 6 months are going to be robust, I think the next 6 months to 6 years will be robust. There's a lot of leading indicators that help us understand that. And I wanted to show it with with you and to you and from a data perspective. Okay, all the data I'm going to show you up front is national data because again, it's more robust in nature, but mortgage purchase application index, this is basically the front side of demand. If people aren't applying for mortgages, there's no way to know what the demand is. And you can see 2026 is off to a great start. Why? Rates are the lowest they've been in 3+ years. Okay. 2, weekly pending sales. So these are units that went under contract across the US. You can see here 2026 is already off to outpacing 2024 and 2025. National single family new listings. Okay. New listing inventory. 2026 outpacing 24, 25, and 23. Can't do more deals if new listing inventory doesn't outpace. Good news. Next, new single family inventory up nationally 9.8%, outpacing 25, 24, 23, 22, and 21. Again, in Milwaukee specifically, we just need more inventory and we'd have more deal flow. Okay. So it's there. Okay. Percentage of properties with price reductions in the beginning of the year, 26 is already underpacing 22, 25, 24, and 23, which is a good thing. More price reductions means listing inventory is sitting longer. Less price reductions means it's more competitive. Okay. So that's all national in nature. And you say, okay, well, what does that look like for us in Southeastern Wisconsin? Here's a crazy statistic you might not know about. On a seasonally adjusted basis, did you know that the month of December is actually more robust from an activity standpoint in residential real estate than the month of January? Historically. Okay? Not so much this year. The latest 4 weeks, there was 2,426 new listings. And versus the previous 4 weeks of December, there was 1,369. It was a 77% increase in the month of January. Again, January historically is the slowest month of the year. Okay? 77% more new listing inventory in the latest 4 weeks than we had in the prior 4 weeks. I think a lot of it, and I've kind of said this and shared this, a lot of it had to do with when the holidays fell this year. There's 2 weeks in a row of having a Wednesday, Thursday holiday. Basically, the entire world shut down for 2 weeks and nothing happened. And then all of a sudden we came out of that and it was like, boop, open for business. Okay. New units that are going under contract, there was 1,739 that went under contract in the last 4 weeks versus the prior 4 weeks of 1,277. It was a 36% increase. Again, typically we go December, then January, and then February. Here, it went December, then January. You understand it from a visual perspective? My message in it to you all, it is time to go. It is time to go. Like, we cannot wait. The market is here. You cannot assume that you are going to wait until March. Like, you got to be acting with an intensity and frequency in your communication to recognize that the train is leaving the station. We got to get on board and start getting to work. Make sense? All the data is telling us that. I also believe just in the very early indicators of 2026 data is what leads me to believe that the next few years should be a relatively very robust market. Now, I'm going to share with you a few other things that should help you as you think about your business heading into 2026. There was a Fortune article, and it was a really good Fortune article. Don't read the headline because the headline is just a headline to get you to read it, okay? Here's what you need to know. 46% of homes were purchased by buyers over the age of 60. More buyers were over the age of 70 than under the age of 35. And first-time home buyers' median age was 28 in 1991, is 38 in 2024. Okay? My point to it is this. We need to be thinking about how you're segmenting your database. I'll go back to this because it looks like a lot of people want it. You need to be thinking about how you're segmenting your database from a demographic standpoint of those above 50 and those below 50. Those below 50, you have to help them understand how do they access investing in real estate. Investing is also the same term I would use if they want to just acquire real estate. It's still an investment on your balance sheet. How do they access it? How do they access it? How are you their financial steward? A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you a question of like, what's the average income it would take to buy the average home in the communities in which you serve? Do you know it and are you communicating it? That's the message you need to be communicating in the below 50 crowd. Above 50, it's accessibility for the same reasons, but more so of most of them are sitting on homes with lots of equity. What would you do with the equity? Would you flip the equity into other investments? Would you flip the equity into other homes? What would it look like to unlock some of this equity? Your messaging above 50 should be very different than below 50, because the majority of the segmentation within the marketplace right now is most of the transactions. The median age of a transaction was 56. Yeah, Mark.
Just a quick question with Command. Command used to be able to put the year that they were born,
Yeah.
and then you'd be able to segment that and figure out who's above 50, who's above 60. But now it's just the birth date. It doesn't give you the year. Is there a reason why they took that out? Because I know it used to be in there, they had the age, but now it doesn't have that. You can't flag that in here.
I think it was for
Yeah, it's just
discrimination
month and day.
purposes.
It's just month and day and they took the year out.
Will you, Shania, will you take a note on that so that I can ask Voorhees? I don't know that. That's a good question. I'm sure there's probably a legal argument from a discrimination standpoint, but it would make sense from a CRM to have the accessibility to do it.
Sure.
I'll find out.
I know, cause it's
Right.
discrimination.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
Totally. So here's basically. Sure, fair. Here's the percentage of the transactions within the data. So you see it, ages 46 to 79, 75% of sellers, 66% of buyers. Ages 27 to 45, 14% of sellers, 17% of buyers. Again, segmenting your database, thinking about how you're strategically communicating to two different populations that are trying to solve two different problems. Okay. And all the data is available to you right after the team meeting too, just as a reminder. Now, here's another interesting thing I've alluded to, but I have yet to show this to you. This shows you that mortgage rates across the US on current homes that have mortgages, there are more people that have homes above 6% than those that have below 3%. There are more mortgages in the US above 6% than those that have mortgages below 3%. Why? Time. Now that we have kind of survived and advanced in the industry, and we've had this de-thawing of things such as life events, death, divorce, job change, more kids, less kids, trade up, trade down, whatever it might be, time has been on our side at unlocking that equity. And so as rates are stabilizing around 6%, and you have more, the 6% rate is more common amongst those that own homes, will help you understand that this is again why I continue to be bullish, that we just needed to buy time as we came out of this environment of 2.7% interest rates, which is artificially low. Okay. So last thing, and this more has to do with market segmentation, how you think about your database, but here's a challenge to the group. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the entire world. Obviously, Google's number one. Number two is YouTube. And as I just kind of talked about how and where age demographics play into who's transacting real estate, the reason I bring that up is not so much to think about the long-term impact, because right now we're focusing on the next 30, 60, 90, 180 days. Okay. Is what is your messaging? What is your communication? And how does your voice live on these platforms? Okay. And the reason I bring this up is if you think about 56 was the median age of a transacting real estate in the last year to two. Okay. 77% of sellers were above the age of 46. Well, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram were the top three online platforms that any percent of adults said they've ever used. So my point to it is sometimes I think we're really good at chasing shiny objects and trying to find the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I would tell you, go really deep with what you're already in, because if you just look at those that are already transacting real estate, like I know my mom's peers are mostly engaged on Facebook. I live on Facebook because I have to engage that group of people. Instagram serves a different segment of a demographic within the population, and YouTube serves a really broad base. And so I share with you that as you think about how you're communicating your message and your brand and your image, is how do you live on these platforms based on the penetration rate across the US population, to be thinking differently about how you're attacking the market in 2026.
Maybe if you're a large team, have someone do each one.
You got to live it. Right. And so I led with that for you guys today is more so to say, like, the market's here. It's time to go. All the signs are trending up in terms of what it looks like nationally. Rates are really stabilizing. People are definitely showing us that the demand in the product that we sell, which is real estate, is still incredibly high. And you guys have an unbelievable opportunity to take advantage of it, but you got to get going. And then the segmentation to it was just to help you understand where it is that your voice lives, where your brand lives, and how you're trying to attract those that are actually transacting, and or how you communicate to those that desire to transact in order to kind of create conversion long term. And that's what I know. I'll leave you with this. I met with an agent last week. They were struggling with what they considered to be the roller coaster. Really good agent, has made really good money, individual agent over the years, but is like, I'm going to go chase AI. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go, kind of a squirrel chasing shiny objects. And I was randomly on Twitter and I saw this from Kobe Bryant and I shared it with the agent directly. I said, you need to think about this. And I just share it with you. Everyone wants to be a beast. Everyone wants to be the best, but very few people are willing to do what it actually takes, because what it actually takes is boring. It's waking up at 4 a.m. It is shooting the same shot 1,000 times. It is watching the film when you are tired. People fall in love with the result, but they hate the process. You have to fall in love with the boredom. You have to fall in love with the repetition. If you can find joy in the mundane work that no one else sees, the lights will eventually shine on you. You have an exceptional opportunity heading into 2026. Everything is telling us of that. Be repetitively boring is the best way to put it. Like, just be repetitively consistent, find your voice, communicate your voice, and you'll have an exceptional market to take advantage of in 2026. Cool?
Very good.
Love it. With that, I look forward to celebrating everyone and what you achieved in 2025 next week at Maddie's, which I think is one of the coolest bars in southeastern Wisconsin. And with that, Dana.
So what coming soon's buyers needs do you have that you need to share? Go ahead, Mark.
We have,
Mark with Marks.
Mark Smith with Food Wisconsin. We have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home coming up probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's gonna be in Pewaukee. 2-car attached garage, probably $429-ish.
Okay.
And then we also have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. It's a ranch home in Menominee Falls. It's in a really nice neighborhood in Menominee Falls. It's kind of west. It's over by where Pistol Pete's used to be, over in that area. And $699. All new lower level. It's been done, and then the repainting, and it should look really nice. That's probably in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, awesome. Tanya.
Tanya Mizuki, Connected Real Estate. I have a 26 acres plus a little over 26 acres. That's good for subdivision build out. It's very flat land. It's on a river. It goes like it's in just like Waupun area. It's right off of 151, and it's gonna be listed for 2.5. It's already zoned residential, commercial, or agricultural.
Lisa.
Lisa Pavlich with Level Up. I have 2 coming up at the end of the month. I've got a condo in New Berlin, 124th and Beloit. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath, around the 1,200 square foot range with a 2-car tandem garage. Should be right around 300. And then I have a Jackson single family house, a ranch, built in the 2000s, and it's around 1,600 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath. It also has like a little home office, not finished, but finishable basement, almost a half acre, in the 425 to 450 range, super clean. And then I have a 1-party opportunity in Greenfield, Whitnall School District, dated house, but has some cool features, giant great room, lots of potential.
Okay, hold on, guys. There's some chatter on here. So Bianca just said whoever was just speaking had exactly what she needs in New Berlin.
Oh,
Lisa?
Yes.
Okay, Bianca. Bianca Reddick and
Testing.
Lisa P.
Lisa P. Okay.
Our
I will
broker. Yep.
Let's connect.
okay.
You got
Thank you.
Somewhere around like low fours. It's 3 to 4 bed, there's 3 bedrooms, and then there's an office that, you know, depending on how you use it, could maybe be a 4th bedroom, and there's 2 full baths. It's 2,000-ish square feet. Perfect, thank you.
Miss Sue,
Fire need,
will you say who you're with, please? Thank you.
We're looking for a home with at least 2 bedrooms on the main level and on a 2-acre lot. In the Waukesha County area, she's got a little map, but, looking for up to 1.2.
Okay, awesome. Ashley.
Ashley Becker, I have a condo going live in Waukesha next Thursday. It's a 2-and-2 lower level, 2 heated garage spaces below, updated